Hey everybody, my name is Dana Gelsomino, and this is episode 3 of the Ask a Question show, the show where you ask a question regarding any type of highly manipulative, dangerous, or destructive person in your life, and I, along with the rest of the audience here, will do our best to answer that question for you. The goal here is to give you as much feedback and support as you need to empower you to go forward in getting all of that clarity, that closure, and the healing that you so deserve. So this question comes from James. James asks, Dear Dana, my ex-fiance discarded me about 8 months ago. Our relationship had been bad for a while, but she's still all I think about. My friends keep telling me I need to get over her, but I can't. How do I get over her when I still love her? Oh, James. Okay. Thank you so much for the question, and I am so very sorry that you were going through this. Your question, honestly, like all these questions that I get there, it's something that a lot of us struggle with. It's really unfortunate. So, how do you get over her? Well, okay, a couple things. I think first and foremost, I'm going to challenge your idea that you love her. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you don't. You don't love her. And the reason I'm going to say that is because I would be curious to know what your definition of love is. My guess is your definition of love is probably a lot like my definition of love or our definition of love, which has something to do with somebody who's kind and caring and supportive and nurturing, and somebody that you could really see spending the rest of your life with. They're a partner. That they're a pretty good person and they're right for you. The fact that you were saying that your relationship had been bad for a while shows me that this person wasn't right for you. And so I don't think that who she was is not who you were hoping she would be. And I think that's where your confusion is. You don't love her. You love who you hoped she could be, or who you thought she was. And it doesn't sound like that's the same person. So you were kind of loving a person that really didn't exist. That's the difference. The person that does exist is a person that you weren't compatible with, and that you didn't get along with, and that you couldn't have a relationship with. So I don't think that you loved her. So maybe kind of starting there and making that shift in your mind to, you have feelings for this person, but your feelings right now are confused. That's kind of where that is. You don't love her. You love who you thought she could be, or that the person that you thought she was. There's a very big difference there. So kind of getting straight with that in your head. The next point I would bring up is getting over these types of people, highly manipulative, dangerous, and destructive, however you want to call them, narcissist, sociopath, antisocial, psychopath, what have you. It takes time, and you were in the dynamic where you guys were engaged, and that's gonna just take time to kind of to work through that. But I think more importantly than just time itself, it's really going to be what you do with that time. If you want to accelerate your healing, you have to start doing different things with your time. So I would encourage you to get busy, to get really busy, and to make a concerted effort to not talk or think about her as much. That sounds you're probably thinking, well, yeah, Dana, okay, like if it was that easy, I would just do it, right? But I think you have to think about it in a different way. So if you imagine her or your relationship as, like a 10-pound weight, because that's really what it is. Like you're carrying around this object. Let me see, what do I have handy? I have some Scotch tape. We're going to pretend this is a heavy weight. So you're carrying around this heavy weight, and it's there. It's heavy, but it's not so heavy that you can comfortably carry it, but it's really wearing you out by the end of the day. I mean, carrying this for your whole waking hours is exhausting, right? So I would encourage you to think about this, to visualize your relationship as an object, and to visualize yourself putting it down. So, and saying, you know what, it's still there. I can pick this up at any time, but right now I'm going to go ahead and put this down. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to have a good time with my friends for the next 2 hours. I'm going to put her and this and all of this down, and I can totally pick it up right back again when I get home. And then when you get home, you make the decision to pick it up again. I think people get stuck in moving forward because they don't know, it just takes a while to make sense of everything. So you don't have to make sense of everything, but I just want you to start practicing putting it down. And then before you go to bed, you just tell yourself, okay, James, yeah, you know what, she's really on your mind and all that, but you know what, let's just put her down. We're going to put her down right here on the nightstand, and then we can pick it up again first thing in the morning, and we can worry and obsess and do all these things that we're doing, and just tell your brain that. Like, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Your brain's not ready to let go of it right now. So that's okay. Okay, brain, you're not ready to let go of her. I get it. We're going to put her down. We'll pick her back up first thing again in the morning. And I think you'll find that you sleep a lot better at night when you start doing that. And you're going to be able to more easily go out with your friends if you kind of put a time limit on how much time you're spending like ruminating and fixating and obsessing about her and the relationship. And again, a lot of this is normal. I think you're going to hear from a lot of people. Myself, I had night terrors for the longest time. I really had a hard time moving forward. About the first time, it was at least a year, it's probably more like a year and a half before I was really able to just kind of make peace with everything. And you make peace with everything by, from hearing stories from other victims. You make peace by educating yourself on really what a narcissist is. There's lots of components to healing like that I think will help when you kind of get into that. So, the last point I had for you. Okay, so the getting busy part. I would also really encourage you. There is a fantastic website out there. I tell everybody this. It's called meetup.com. I'm not affiliated with them like in any way, shape, or form, but it's fantastic. And it's not a dating site. This is another thing I think a lot of people go wrong is they decide to start dating again. You really don't want to date until you're healed, and you definitely don't want to date when you're feeling lonely. So you want to date when you're in a place where you can actually focus on being choosy instead of being chosen, or when you can have that judgment and that ability, that clear-headedness, because you really need that when you're dating again. But meetup.com is a great place. You can join groups. I would encourage you to join a dozen or so groups within, a 25, 50-mile radius of you, and make it a point to, and the cool thing is you can go on these meetups based on in groups where you have based around your interests. So they have like photography groups, they have book clubs, I belong to an outdoor adventure group. You can have there's, depending on where you live, there's all kinds of groups though. I belong to a trivia group. We go out and play trivia. And you can always say no. You don't have to go to every single meetup. So I think that would be good for you in two different ways. It would get you out of the house. It would keep your mind busy, and it's something new. You're going to be less inclined to be talking about her and fixating on her if it's around new people. And that's going to help. The less you talk about it, the less you're really going to fixate on it. Although of course it is helpful to talk about it and to process it, but within, periods of time. If you're with your friends, it's going to be more comfortable for you to stay focused on her. So surround yourself with some new people. I think it'll be good for you too to get around some other just like female energy. I think sometimes that can be very healing, to see that there are other women out there and they're not all crazy or dangerous or destructive or manipulative. So that's my 2 cents for you. I will be curious to see what everybody else has to say. And for the rest of you guys, as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, frustrations, ideas in general, you need some support, you just want to say hi, let me know. Again, my name is Dana, and I will see what I can do. So, as always, you guys are, you're not alone. You are so not alone. And you are not crazy, and you totally can heal from this. And as always, too, the best revenge is a good life. It's a good, good life. So get out there and get busy building your good life. Okay? Take care. I will talk to you soon. Bye.